What is up, guys? Average Gear Reviewer here, back with another banger for you. In this video, we're going to take another little walk down memory lane. I'm continuing with the series of trying to review all the knives that I've gotten in so far, and this is going to be the next one on the list. So let's get into it. The best gear is the gear you have on. And what is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by to watch a video of me talking about a knife. I really appreciate it. Glad to see you here. If you're a returning viewer, hey guys, I appreciate it so much. Keep coming back. I've got great content coming for you. If you like what we've done so far, 2024 is just getting started, guys. I'm telling you. So we're continuing on with the series that we just started, where we're taking a walk down memory lane, and I'm basically going to go through and review every knife that I've gotten in so far in order. There will be some other videos interspersed in there because that just, to me, that's a little bit stale, and I don't want to just review a bunch of different knives. But what it does have me doing is it has me carrying around a bunch of different knives in my pocket. That's really cool. I've gotten to some really cool use out of some stuff, and gotten to like some stuff that I just really hadn't had a lot of pocket time. But so this video, we are taking a look at the Eafengrow EF55, and this is, you know, obviously it's a clone of the Microtech Socom series. You can see in the lines, it's almost a direct copy of that knife. Now, this knife runs about $29.95, so it's a little bit cheaper than the Microtech. You got to give them that. I can't say that it's a copy or a clone, but it's definitely heavily inspired. We'll take a look at it next to an actual Microtech, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The scales are just, the profile of the scales is almost identical. However, the Eafengrow EF55 is going to come with G10 scales, which are pretty nice. They have some nice milling to them, some nice edges. There's no real sharp edges to hit anything on. They do come with, it's advertised as a D2 steel blade. I don't know for sure that this is D2 steel. I've heard too much controversy either way that I just really can't reliably say. I don't have the ability to test it myself, so I honestly can't tell you if it's D2 or if it is a CR steel. I will say it very, very sharp out of the box. I haven't used it a whole lot, just some light use, cardboard cutting, paper cutting, things like that. I did use it for a little bit of rope cutting. It does a lot better with heavier things. It's more suited for heavier tasks, I believe. And that has a lot to do with it's just a big, thick knife. So, you know, trying to get this through some light material, you're going to have a little more trouble. And also this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this groove that it has in it on both sides, it is very sharp. You can actually nick yourself with that if you get into it. I don't know what's on the blade, probably from a box I opened earlier. But like I said, I actually have been carrying this around and using it. So I will say, you know, for my buddy out there, this does have the inset liners. So it's got an inset liner lock. Inset steel liners inside there. Nice long pocket clip. You know, there's a lot of good things you can say about the knife, but you know, let me just give you the particulars of it real quick. You're looking at a compound hollow ground tanto blade. Both of these are hollow ground, and they do come to a point right here, but there are really two separate cutting edges there, as you can see. It is a 3.9 inch blade. Advertised as D2 steel. I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on that. It does have some nicely milled G10 scales, I have to say. They do feel nice. You know, Eafengrow has been out there doing it for a while. They've been around since I think 2011. So, you know, they've been making cutlery for a while. These are, well, let's just get into what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Hey guys, just wanted to pop in here really quick and say thanks for watching the video so far. I really appreciate you guys watching the content. It really makes me want to make more videos. It makes me want to buy more knives to show you. It makes me want to do some more reviews. So thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind right now, really quick, just leave a like on the video if you like the video. If you like our content and you want to see more like this, I have a ton of more videos, got a ton more coming. So consider subscribing. We are subscriptions are still free through the end of the month, so we're continuing that. Guys, hop on that while you can. That is a great deal. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Okay guys, so as far as what I like about the knife, I like the form factor, and obviously it's great. Let's just go ahead and get into it right now. We got the Microtech Socom. This one is the Auto, so it has the button, but you can see they're just so very similar. The profile of the scales is just almost identical. You can't really fault them for trying to use a tried and true design. There are some differences in them, but they're very minor. This does have a little bit of a swell to it here, where these are more just a flat feel. You can see that the jimping on the back, even they sort of copied the same sort of jimping there. But anyway, if you're gonna copy a knife, I mean, it might as well be a Microtech Socom Auto, right? Anyway, but yeah, the scales have got a really good feel to them. I like them. They're very ergonomic. I do like them. I'm not a huge fan of the liner lock, but the way this one's inset, and it does sort of have that two-stage drop to it, so it saves your fingers. I like that. I love that you can deploy, really this blade, you can deploy it just about any way you want to. You can index flip it, you can thumb flip it, you can almost front flip it. I mean, really you can. I think I've done it maybe once or twice. There you go. You can front flip it. If you can get any part of your fingers or hand onto any part of this groove, which is not hard to do, it will open up. So I got to give it that, super easy to deploy. And I love the way that Eafengrow does these studs. It's sort of a pyramid shape to them. They're very grippy, very, very nice. I love that. It does have some jimping on the back of the blade, and then when it lines up with the scales, you can kind of see it does have some really good grip to it. The scales feel really good in your hands. I do wear an extra large size glove, so my hands are a little large, but it feels very nice in my hand. Not quite as big as the EF 335 for sure, that I just did the video on. Actually got that one in at the same time as this one, so you should check that video out. The pocket clip on this one is actually usable. It's not too tight for me, and maybe it just came, I got lucky and it came that way from the factory, but I haven't had to mess with the clip at all on this. And I do like the blue coloration back here, which I thought was aluminum, but it is actually steel, and it does give a little bit of feeling of heft to the knife. So let's get into the things that I don't like about it. So the first thing that I'm going to address with this one, and it's the same problem that I had with the 335 model. I don't like the proprietary screws. I don't know why they don't just use standard screws in them, and maybe it's for aesthetic reasons. It makes them look a little cooler. I don't really know. They do send you a tool with it to adjust it. I showed that in the video for the EF 335. I don't happen to have this one handy. I thought I had it out, but I don't have it around. So that's just me not being prepared. And if you just want to leave right now, I completely understand that. But if you want to hang around, I don't like the proprietary hardware, and I just don't see a reason for it. They obviously have nice big pivots in it because these pivot collars are big. And it looks like a T6, T8 hardware would go in here pretty easily. I mean, you could do a T10 pivot, T8 hardware, and this would be an awesome little knife, especially for $29.95. That's very hard to beat. These knives are both $29.95, and they still are on Amazon. They're very durable. The lockup on them is really good. I haven't had a problem with lock failure on this one at all. Just let me knock on some wood over here. Haven't had any problem with lock failure on that one or the EF 335 yet. You know, so to me, they've been solid, but I guess the real issue is this a copy? Is this a clone? Or was it just heavily inspired by, maybe? I don't know. Really, ultimately, that's the question you have to ask yourself. For $29.95, the cons on this are definitely outweighed by the pros. If you just have $30 to spend on a knife, this is a fine way to spend it. There's other knives that are in this category that just, you can find a lot of different things. Some knives are kind of around this price. You can get like the Gerber flat iron if you're into like the razor style knife. You could get something like the SOG Traction, which is one that I just did a video on a while back where I actually picked it up for like $13. But I think they're $22.98. Usually they run about $29. Something like the SOG FLK, I think you could pick those up for $29 also. So if you look at these knives and the materials that they have, you get a lot of value with the Eafengrow knives. I'm going to have to check out some more of them because honestly, the 335 is just a little big for me, and that's the main reason. And the clip on it is the reason I didn't vibe with it, but I love the feel of it, and the fit and finish seems okay to me, especially for a $30 knife. I could say the same thing about the EF 335. For the price that they're in and the price bracket that they fall into and the materials that they offer, I mean, they're kind of grand slams. So really it just comes down to, are you okay with this being pretty much a direct clone of another knife? If you're all right with that, I see no reason not to get one. Throw it in your bug out bag, throw it in your truck bag or something, or, carry it around as a beater knife. I've been carrying this one around and it works just fine. I haven't had any issues with the clip. I actually really like the shape that they did on this clip. So I haven't had any issues with that at all. It cuts just fine. I don't think it's the greatest paper cutter probably just because of how thick the blade is, but I mean, actually it kind of glides through that. Not too bad. So it's grabbing a little, but like I say, it's such a thick blade. It's kind of hard to get around that. I think I'm trying to remember what the thickness on the blade was. It's very thick. It's like almost a 1/4 inch thick probably. So yeah, that's a lot of steel. That's the main thing I've heard people say, that this cannot be D2 because they're saying that this amount of like a 3.9 inch blank of D2 steel this thick, you just couldn't get it for that price. So I don't know. I think if it's just a CR steel, or if it's just like a 420 or 440 stainless, just advertise that, because that is perfectly fine for this price range, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm off on that, but in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that kind of steel in this price range. It's really almost what you would expect. So, it's kind of like you don't have to put that D2 stamp on it, especially if it turns out to not be true. That just makes you lose face with your customers. So anyway, my thoughts on it overall is certainly a good value for the money. It's certainly worth $29.95, especially if you're just looking for a little beater knife to carry to work with you or something, and you don't mind if it gets lost or drops out of the truck or falls out of the toolbox or something. Perfectly fine little knife. Great for $29.95 especially. I think that's about all I've got to say about this. Let me know what you think about them down below. If you have any experience with the EF 335 or the EF 55 or any of the Eafengrows in general, let me know down below what your experience has been with them. I'm probably going to pick up a few more of these and do some reviews on them, because they seem to be a good value for the price. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you hanging around. Average Gear Reviewer is out of here. You're still here. Awesome. Listen, I was supposed to tell you something really important, and I have to tell you this. Don't forget to like the video. If you like the content, subscribe down below. Hit the subscribe button. Please, I'm stuck here until you hit the subscribe button. Please, please, I'm begging you. Please, you gotta let me out here. Just hit the subscribe button. Did you hit it? Did you hit the... Did you hit... It's right down here. Did you hit it? I don't know. I'm still here. Hello? Hello? Did you hit the subscribe button? Look, listen. I'm literally stuck here until you hit the subscribe button. Oh, stop. Yes, very soon. Listen, please hit the subscribe button. You did? You did hit it? Are you sure you hit it? Try it again. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Please, please help me. It's not